So let's dive into one of the biggest economic stories happening right now, India's massive push to completely transform its manufacturing sector. And look, this isn't just about making more stuff. It's a full-on mission to become so essential, so critical, that the global economy literally can't function without it. We're going to break down exactly how they're planning to pull this off.
All right, here's our roadmap. We'll start with why this is all happening now. Then we'll look at the big picture journey, the specific tools they're using, the ecosystem they need to build, and finally, that ultimate goal, what it really means to be indispensable.
Okay, first things first. Let's tackle the most important question. Why this? Why now? What's the driving force behind this huge national project?
I mean, think about it. India has this world-class services sector, right? So why the intense, all-in focus on making physical things? Well, this question really gets to the core of what makes a country economically strong and resilient.
And here's the answer, straight up. While services are great, history has shown us one thing very clearly. The only proven way for a big economy to build real, lasting currency strength and protect itself from global chaos is through a powerful manufacturing export engine. That's it. The stakes are incredibly high.
Now, this whole mission isn't some random shot in the dark. No, it's a carefully planned, multi-stage journey. It's all about moving from a defensive position to an offensive one, really getting on the front foot in the global economy. Let's take a look at the blueprint.
You can see the strategy really unfolds in 3 logical steps. It kicks off with building up skills and capacity at home, then it moves to making the whole economy shockproof, and it all leads to this final goal of becoming globally indispensable. It's a pretty clear path.
So phase 1, called Swadeshi, is really about looking inward, but smartly. It's not about shutting the world out, it's about making sure you can produce critical things at home. Then, phase 2, resilience, builds right on top of that. It's about creating backups and safety nets so that when the next global crisis hits, and you know it will, India's supply chains don't break.
Okay, a grand strategy is nice, but talk is cheap, right? How are they actually making this happen on the ground? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and look at the actual policy tools driving this whole thing forward.
See, this is way more than just wishful thinking. It's powered by a whole set of real initiatives. You've got the overarching national manufacturing mission, these game-changing production-linked incentive schemes, a push for deep integration into global supply chains, and new quality standards. This is the engine room of the whole strategy. And the ambition here is just massive. The goal is for manufacturing to make up a full 25% of India's GDP. To put that in perspective, that's a whole quarter of the entire economy. It really shows you the scale we're talking about.
And you know, we're already seeing tangible results. Those production-linked incentive schemes, they aren't just ideas. They've already pulled in over 2 lakh crore in real investment. We're talking about roughly $24 billion of actual capital building new factories right now. And that money, well, it translates directly into jobs. Over 1.2 million new jobs, both direct and indirect, have been created thanks to these schemes. This is where that high-level strategy meets the real world and affects people's lives.
So to make this a little more real, think about something like auto components. This isn't just about making basic nuts and bolts. We're talking about climbing the ladder to produce really sophisticated, high-value parts that can compete with the best in the world.
Now, a huge part of this is a concept called backward GVC participation. I know it sounds super technical, but the idea is actually simple and really powerful. Instead of trying to make every single screw and wire from scratch, you focus on becoming the world's best at assembling and exporting the final product, using the best components from anywhere on the globe.
And wow, this slide right here shows you the massive opportunity. This BVAX ratio, it basically tells you how much of a country's exports are made from foreign parts. Now look at Vietnam. At its peak, almost half the value of what they exported was made from imported components. That strategy turned them into an export powerhouse. You can see India's number has room to grow, which means there's a huge upside to integrating even deeper.
But here's the thing. You can have the best policies in the world, but they won't work in a vacuum. You need a strong foundation to build on. And that brings us to the ecosystem, all the support systems you need to make this happen.
So the whole strategy really rests on these 5 pillars. You need top-notch R&D, you need small businesses that can grow big, you need fantastic infrastructure, a skilled workforce, and, crucially, a national obsession with quality. If any one of these is weak, the whole structure is at risk. And we're already seeing some incredible progress here.
Just take logistics, which, as you know, is a massive cost for any manufacturer. Well, through some really smart planning initiatives, that cost has been seriously brought down, which directly makes Indian products more competitive out there in the global market.
To pull all of this off, it requires a totally new way of thinking from the government itself. It's this idea of an entrepreneurial state. It means the government isn't just a referee making rules. It's an active player, a partner that coordinates huge projects, takes smart risks, and learns on the fly, almost like a giant startup.
And that brings us to the end game, the final, most ambitious phase of this whole mission. After all this work, what's the ultimate prize? Well, it's a concept called strategic indispensability.
Indispensability is not about building walls. It's the exact opposite. It's about weaving yourself so deeply into the fabric of the global economy that the world simply can't operate without you. And when that happens, you get what the source calls reverse leverage. You go from being a country that just follows the global rules to a country that actually helps write them.
This quote just perfectly captures the entire dream. It's that shift from being an option that people have to think about to being the automatic default choice. The goal is for the quality, the reliability, and the value to be so good that when a business or a consumer needs something, they just buy and deign, without a second thought. That's the finish line. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. In a world that's constantly changing, what does it really, truly take for a nation to make itself essential, to become a player that simply cannot be ignored or bypassed? The journey is on, but getting there will take an absolutely relentless focus on this grand vision.